No idea what happened there. The streaming software crashed. I have no idea. That's the first time that's happened in a while. But we've still got this battle going on then. We continue with the stream. And looks like Pisano really late on the brakes there. But he's got that move done on Thomas. And now Thomas in a bit of a Ferrari sandwich here. In a bit of a Ferrari sandwich. He's got... has the stream continued? Let's have a look. Yes, it has. Okay, so apologies for that, but yeah, we're back and it has continued. Yeah, stream crashed, I think, Melvin. Unfortunately, I have no idea why. I'll have to look into it afterwards. But just to update you guys on what we missed. So Thomas got past. Sorry, Pisano got past Thomas. Sidor now in P5, and Pisano is now in the net race lead. He's actually pulling away from Thomas and Sidor. We've still got a couple drivers left to pit, vining into the pits, and now Meshagovsky still yet to pit. We've still got 4 minutes left of the pit window, so I assume he's going to do it this lap. But yeah, I have no idea what happened there. It's a shame because we're running so well. But let's have a look at this battle once again. Let's see if we can find anything else going out, going on through the field. Looks like we've got Dave and Fanara battling at the moment. Let's go on board with Dave there. You can see, oh, Fanara mounting the curb, and I think Dave probably going to get past here. He's on the outside, coming up towards the bus stop, and I think he's had to leave. No, he's got the move done. So Dave up position into P18 and Fanara into the pits. But has Fanara got a penalty? Yes, Fanara's got a drive-through penalty, in fact. And DeedeeTKU into the pits now as well. So I think something's happened to him. Or is that his mandatory stop? No, Langford. What's happened to Langford as well? I think yeah, Langford has had a drive-through. He's had to pit twice, so he's down into up into P22 now. But he's lost so many positions due to a drive-through penalty, which is a huge shame for Langford. But he's now in another battle here. He's got Packham in front of him, Fire behind him, and the next car in front of that, I believe, is... No, I think that's a back marker actually, just in front. Yeah, it is a back marker. It's one of the Ferraris. But let's go back to this battle for P3. Thomas still defending against Sidor here. Look at the closing speed, and that Ferrari is going to be side by side here. Bit of contact once again. Sidor not leaving much room whatsoever for Thomas, but it's hard racing between the two, and Sidor is going to get that done off track though. So Thomas might not be happy about that one. That could be down to the stewards. But he's going to fight hard to regain that position, and looks like Demori is now catching back up. Pitchick still in P6. Now, let's see our pit stop times, so we can actually bring up how much time they spent in the pit stops. So there we have it. Race leader Pisano, 1 minute 6 seconds in the pits, and Sidor, who was actually in front leading the race, 1 minute 9 seconds, so he lost 3 seconds in the pits. That's what made Pisano come out ahead of Sidor. And you can see it's just all down to the pit stops here. You can lose so much time by not stopping in your pit box correctly. And I think that's what's happened to Sidor. But you can see the fastest pit stop time actually might be from no, it's from Assetto in P14. Maybe he hasn't changed his tyres, but he's done a 1 minute, 101 seconds in the pits. So that seems to be the fastest pit stop, I believe. It's yeah, I think that's the fastest pit stop. But yeah, that goes to show once again how much time you can lose in the pits. And with the grid being this close, you can't take risks like that, or you can't make mistakes like that in the pits. And we saw it happen last season as well between the Campo and Boothby in the Motor Racing Championship, where the Campo had the pace to stick with Boothby, and in fact led some races as well, but it was the pit stops where he was making mistakes and just wasn't able to stay ahead after the pit stops. But Sidor, after making that overtake, was pulling away slightly. Thomas now catching back up. And it's now a 3-car battle for P2. Pisano has checked out 4 seconds ahead of this pack now. So he's got quite a lead. And what else is going on throughout the field? So we've got Pryor and Packham battling for position here as well. Let's bring that up. This battle up, because this is quite an even battle going on as well. So on the right hand side, we've got Stuart Pryor in the Aston Martin battling with Packham just up ahead. Packham, also known as Lager for you, for those lot that are on console. He's moved from console to PC, and he's battling currently for P20. He's actually in P20 at the moment, so he's actually defending his position against Pryor behind him. So looks like he has transferred quite well over onto PC with the new physics as well. But this battle, P2, still continues. Sidor followed by Thomas, then Demori. Yeah, good to see you guys back. That was really unexpected from OBS. It just seemed to crash randomly, and everything seemed to be working perfectly fine until that moment. I'm not sure if that's to do with the new graphics update. Well, my new graphics card update, but I'll have to have a look into it later on. But it's running now, so we're back on and good to go. And Thomas, you saw just earlier, tried to look down the inside of Sidor, but this has compromised his run down through Blanchimont, and Demori has now got a great run here through Blanchimont. I think Thomas is going to have to go defensive coming up towards the bus stop. He cannot leave any room. And yes, he is going defensive, holding that inside line, now keeping to the middle of the track. But he's not giving any options here for Demori to make a move. But Demori with a great exit out of that bus stop chicane. I think Thomas, once again, is going to have to go defensive. He's keeping the car in the middle of the track, thinking about it, but no, he's all right for now. As we head through La Source once again. You can see here Pryor with a good exit actually through Pawn. Packham going defensive there on the right hand side of your screen there, side by side. No, looks like there wasn't enough of an overlap between the two. Packham under a lot of pressure now, only 16 minutes left of the race to go. And Tobin now into the pits. I think that might be for a drive through here. Look, Thomas once again having to go defensive down the Kemmel straight, but a door rubbing between the two. And is that the fly around the outside? He's outbroke himself. No, I don't think he'll be able to keep that position. And he's going to have to return that. Great sportsmanship there from Demori, returning that position. Lovely to see. But yeah, you have to go for those moves with just 16 minutes left to go. And if it doesn't work, I mean, what have you got to lose? Not much, because as long as you keep the car in one piece, you haven't really got much to lose. You've got to keep going for these for these moves to try and get past. And Demori is doing that. He's letting himself, well, he's making himself known here. And Thomas is now got him in the back of his mind that he has to be aware of Demori here. All the people in the comments saying, come on Lager. He's showing support for Packham there. He's trying to break the slipstream down the Kemmel Straight. Pryor not following him to stay in that draft. But maybe doesn't really need to. Especially since the BMW not very quick on the straights. And his top three separated ever so slightly. So we'll see if we can find some more battles going on throughout the fields. We've got Van Hoorn in P14 now, actually, battling with TractionDave in P15. TractionDave started. Where did he start? He started P13, so he's lost 2 positions off the start. So he's looking to gain a position here in the likes of Van Hoorn. And Van Hoorn started P23, so he's gained 9 positions off the start, and that's actually the most gained in this race so far. So Van Hoorn, actually no, tied with Cameron Pugh, who's currently in P25. He started P34, didn't actually set a lap time. So he's those two, well, these two have had a great start to the season so far, gaining the most positions as of yet. That can easily change though. Vining right on the back of Gallet. Now these two are battling at the start before our pit stops, and in fact Vining was ahead of Gallet until that incident through La Source, where Faulkner was involved. You can see all the rear end of that Mercedes epping out ever so slightly, but Vining aimed that beast and was able to keep it pointing in a straight line. But the Porsche has got to worry. Orange has got that fire-breathing AMG right on the back of him here. And Vining, definitely no slouch of a driver. He started E9. He's only lost a position since the start of the race. He's going to look to try and gain that back. Plenty of time in the race left for him to try and do that again, or gain his position back, sorry. We'll wait and see. He's got a great run here, but the Porsche is still, well, is now quicker on the straights than it used to be, the new Porsche at least. And looks like Gallet is actually going to be able to hold on. Going through the bus stop chicane. Let's see what else is going on. We've got Thomas right in the back of Sidor now. He's pulled much closer to Sidor, broken that slipstream from Demori behind, and this could be a bit of trouble here for Sidor. This could definitely be trouble for Sidor. In fact, a bit of a wide line there from Demori behind. Looks like he carried a bit too much speed on entry. But you can see in the bottom right-hand corner that is Mishagovsky and Nino Tobin there in P23 and P24. And Tobin looking for a move. He's on the outside coming up towards the bus stop though. And look how close Thomas is to the back of Sidor here. There's not much separating these two whatsoever. Both these two using every inch of the track possible. Tommy's using a bit more curb on entry. Mercedes a bit more stable when doing that. Now this is all about straight line speed. You see the Ferrari pulling away from the AMG here, even while that Mercedes is in the slipstream. And it looks like Tobin's got the move done on Meshagovsky. So he moves up into E23. Now Pisano's still in the lead with 5 seconds to Sidor. But one mistake can easily end that, so it's not over till you see that checkered flag. Anything can happen at Spa. You never know, and even in our previous seasons we've had drivers running out of fuel towards the end. Some drivers actually having to be pushed across the line towards the end, but it was great to see. I believe that was Cosford in the Motor Racing Championship, the last round at Brands Hatch, where he can't remember who he pushed across the line, but it was quite nice to see. We've got Redken showing support for Thomas, Fabian saying go, Carl, Tom, Jan and Nino. Lopro saying Vining has this. Vining's actually, where is he now actually? Vining, let's have a look. Vining's still on the back of Gallet actually. The gap is still very, very close between those two. We can actually bring this battle up. I think we'll have to bring this battle up. Where are they? If I can find them on track, that would be nice. There we go, I found them on track. There we go, I found them on track. Yep, still close between those two. We've also got Cass in the comments saying Michael putting loads of pressure on Sidor. Yeah, huge amounts of pressure here. But Sidor has battled and defended against the best. He's battled with Whitehead in the previous season. They're extremely close at Laguna Seca in the rain. So Sidor, not inexperienced with defending, but it doesn't matter how experienced you are, you can't deal with the pressure. Well, the pressure gets to you, it could be game over. But Sidor at the moment seems to be quite composed, not being phased by that Mercedes behind him just yet. But as that timer ticks down, as we get towards the last few laps, that can easily change. And look how close. Look how close. Vining is to the back of Gallet here, extremely close. We've got Barth on the back of Comazetto as well, which we'll have a look at in just a moment. Actually, it's just worse timing. I'm going to have to try and... actually, we'll go to that battle in just a moment. But looking at Vining and Gallet, there's a bit of a gap between the two, and all that Porsche looks very unstable going through Rador. And you can see the closing speed now. It's not a huge amount, but this Mercedes of Vining definitely closing up to the Porsche. And if that was the old Porsche, I mean, I think Vining would be past it a long time ago. But passing one of the back markers here on the race leaders. Back markers, I think, have been absolutely perfect, which is lovely to see. Barth still on the back of Cosmetto. In fact, that gap's now, well, it said a second, it's come down to a 10th. And all late on the brakes there from Thomas, really, really close to the back of Sidor. That could have ended quite badly for those two. Well, let's have a look now at the battle between Barth. Oh, it's actually got past Comazetto. It's got past Comazetto, and Oh, he's going to have to try and defend now. He's too... well, Barth actually 2 seconds a lap quicker. Well, 1.2 seconds quicker that last time around. A 2:21.8 from Barth that last lap, and from Assetto was a 2:23 flat. Yeah, 1.2 seconds was the difference between those two last time around. I was looking, let's look at the back of the field. We've still got Elshaug running in P31. McGowan is back after that incident in the wall. Dutka back out on track as well, which is good to see. I'm not gonna pronounce that name, but the number 65 Ferrari, Valerio, let's say his first name, that's probably easier. In P28, Besselink in P27, he's had to pit twice this race, and Elshaug, oh, we've got yellow flags out for him. He's just moving out the way there for some of the lead cars. Interesting place to move out the way. We've still got Thomas battling with Sidor here. What else is going on throughout the field? Vining still on the back of Gallet. These two very, very even on pace, actually. Both 2:19 flat pretty much. Let's bring up their lap times. So you can see there, last lap from Gallet was a 2:19.057, and from Vining it was a 2:19.087. So 300ths, exactly 300ths, was the difference between both of them. First sector, Gallet was almost 3/10 quicker. Second sector, Gallet was a 10th quicker, but third sector was where Vining seemed to have gained back on Gallet. And looks like we've got that Ferrari moving out the way, well out the way there once again. Yeah, the Porsche are much more difficult now to overtake here at Spa. It's much quicker on the straights, and it's still quite agile in the corners. So still a great car to drive. I'm just seeing what's happened here for the lead. What's happened to Tom? Oh no, what's happened to Sidor? Sidor's down in P5. Demori is up into P2 now, just making that move on Thomas. What has happened to Sidor? What has happened to Sidor? He's down into P5 now, having to defend once again against Ostrek. Something bad has happened here to Sidor. I'm going to try and bring up a replay of what happened to Sidor here. Let's see if it's caught it on... I mean, it should have. Let's have a look. Oh no, I've just seen what's happened. Oh, that was quite an interesting... that was quite interesting. So we'll bring up the replay now. So here we go. Sidor in front, going through P1, everything fine at the moment. But it's the next few corners is where it all goes wrong. Sidor into the wall. No, he's returned the car to the pits. But let's have a look at the replay just to see exactly what happened. It's a bit of contact between the two. I think Thomas tried to send it down the inside, and Sidor received damage onto the grass. Rejoined the track. That was a really dangerous rejoin, and made contact with Thomas there. And that's when it went all wrong for Sidor. I think both drivers were to blame for that one, by the looks of it, but I think it's going to go down to the stewards. But Sidor, I mean, his race went from great to well. I don't think he's going to DNF. He does pick up points for last place for finishing over 75% of the race, but not going to be as much points as he could have picked up. And now this battle is down to P2. Demori, who came out on top after that incident between the two, and Thomas still behind. But can he keep up now with that extra damage he's sustained here? Per-Olav saying he can't rejoin like that. Yeah, that was a really dangerous rejoin. But luckily, I mean, it could have been much worse. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. And now we look towards Vining, who's still battling with Gallet. I mean, he hasn't been able to get past. They've been lapping really similar lap times, these two. And when you're lapping really similar lap times, it's difficult to get past. The main thing you can do is force the driver in front into a mistake. But Gallet, I mean, he's been absolutely perfect so far. He hasn't really made any mistakes. And Vining just can't find a chink in the armour of Gallet. And we're on to, I believe, we're on to the final lap now. The Pisano with a comfortable 8.5 second lead now. The P2, Thomas and Demori still battling for position. And I think the rest of the field, apart from Demori and Thomas and Vining and Gallet, slightly more spread out now. Let's have a quick look. Elshaug P30, yeah, pretty much. Everyone a bit more spaced out, but you know, as soon as I say that, someone decides to start battling. Langford here in P15. He's made a good recovery drive, actually. Last time we looked at him, he was in P22, so he's gained quite a few positions. And he's only 1.8 seconds back to Van Hoorn, but is it going to be enough with this being the last lap? It's going to be quite tough. I mean, that last time around, it's possible, because that last time around, a 218 flat from Langford. From Van Hoorn, it's a 221 flat, so it's definitely possible. But Pisano coming through Blanchimont, well, going up towards Blanchimont now. Yeah, that rejoin was awful, really awful rejoin. But I think that's going to be down to the stewards there. But Pisano rounds the final corner here to take the race win of the opening round here in the Next Level Racing GT3 Championship. And there we go, a win for Pisano. Demori is going to cross the line in P2, just holding off Thomas, who crosses the line in P3. Pitchick's going to cross the line in P4. Ostrek is going to round the final corner and cross the line in P5. Ostrek started P6, so well, a lot of the top drivers, well, the top, the top 8 have all gained positions, but Ostrek crosses the line P5, DeMarco P6, Reale P7, LA P8, just holds off against Vining, crosses the line in P9, and to round off the top 10 we've got Orange in P10 there. We've still got a few drivers across the line, Faulkner P11, Curtin P12, Van Hoorn's going to cross the line P13, Dave in P40. Oh, this battle's still going on. Langford has made a mistake somewhere. He's now on the back of TractionDave here. He was on the back. Actually, no. I think Dave has made a mistake. Because Langford was on the back of Van Hoorn. I'm not actually sure what's happened here. But it's going to be a drag race across the line. And Langford just takes it there. As Dave finishes in P15. Barth is going to cross the line comfortably in P16. Cosmetto P17. Pryor P18. Hackham P19. Brownhill P20. Corbin P21. Raggy P22. Benara P23. Meshigovsky P24. Oh, this battle's... No, it's not a battle. That is Besselink, who's a lap down, actually. So, Meshigovsky P24, Hugh P25 is actually in the pits now. Did he run out of fuel? I think he may have run out of fuel. But he might drop down the order here. Besselink P26 for now. But there we have it. Pisano P1, Demori P2 and Thomas P3. We'll see if we can get some interviews with the top 3. So just bear with us. We'll be back in a moment. So it looks like we'll get some interviews with the top 3, with the podium actually. First, we'll bring in Pisano. Here we go. We've got Pisano in. Wow, what a race from you! I mean, your pit stop was perfect as well. You overtook Sidor in the pits, and then led the race from there onwards. And yeah, how are you feeling after taking the win of the opening round?
Yes, thank you for the reaction of the race. It was a difficult race because at the start, my strategy was to keep my pace and push hard, but at the end of Kemel Straight, I have a contact. I don't know if it's my fault or of the other, but then I have 7 seconds of damage, so it's very difficult to drive. And I fourth, but with a perfect pit stop, I've overtaken Cedar, and then I've also overtake Thomas, and I push hard and press my pace. So I have create a big gap, and then it was very easy to do at the end of the race. So Ferrari at Spa is very good, and with this update of SEC, the tires are very difficult to manage. Then without fight, it's better to manage the tire. So I'm very happy, and it's the best start to start this championship.
Yeah. The Ferrari, like you said, quick at Spa. Next round, we have Zolder. How do you think the Ferrari is going to be around there?
I haven't tried the Ferrari at Zolder with 1.9, but I think that they will be good because they absorb very well the corpse. So I think that also in Zolder we can do a very well race.
Yeah, let's hope so. Congratulations once again on the win, and we look forward to seeing you for next round.
Thanks at all, and also for the organizations of this championship.
Yeah,
thanks.
No problem. Thank you. So there we have it. That was William Pisano, who finished P1 there in round 1 here. Let's bring over Simon De Mori, who finished P2 just at the end there. Managed to gain a position. We saw just avoid a contact as well between Sidor and Thomas. But after that, you're able to get the overtake done on the Mercedes and come home in P2.
Yeah, it was a really exciting race for me there in the end as well. Just got lucky with the 2 guys crashing in the end, and Thomas told me just now that he had damage then from the incident as well. But yeah, I think it's a great start to the season, P2, and I hope it goes on like this.
Yeah, definitely. What was your sort of game plan when you were, well, when you saw the pack ahead of you? I mean, you're in a battle for pretty much the whole race. Were you just thinking you'll stick with them, or were you actually trying to constantly go for overtakes?
Yeah, I was just trying to stick with them actually, and try to keep it cool and not make a mistake. But yeah, in the end, the incident helped me out a bit because I think the overtake would have been pretty hard.
Yeah, I think so as well. But P2, great result, great opening for the championship for you. And going into next round, we have Zolder. I spoke to Pisano about this. He thinks the Ferrari is going to do well at Zolder. Have you had any testing with the new Ferrari? And Zolder?
No, I haven't done any testing up until now, but yeah, it has a lot of corners, so I think the Ferrari will perform well there. Yeah, I'll hope for the best.
Yeah, let's hope so. We'll just have to wait and see, I think, until everyone starts doing their practice. But yeah, once again, congratulations on P2, and we'll see you for next round.
Thank you. Have a good one.
So there we go. We've just got one more driver to to interview, and that's Michael Thomas, who will bring over just now. Michael, what a hectic race for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a bit of contact towards the end. But I mean, exceptional driving. What could have been possibly a win as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was tough. Tell us how you're feeling.
I'm happy with keeping the car in P3 in the end after the damage. I think the two guys that finished ahead really deserved it anyway. They were really quick, very clean. I was just kind of in a battle of setups with Sidor for the whole race, where he was fast on the straights, and then I was fast through the middle. I only had one place to try and overtake. I tried to, made contact, and then he rejoined and just kind of wiped us both out.
Yeah.
I don't think it was deliberate though, because I've looked at the replay. The car seemed to bounce horrifically. But I did apologise to Sidor for the contact, so hopefully he's all good.
Yeah, well, we saw the replay of the incident. It was quite. It looked like a big one, but I'm sure that damage towards the end wouldn't have helped in trying to hold on for P2.
No, I mean, it didn't help, but it was Demori was kind of on me immediately anyway, and I was still kind of feeling the repercussions of the incident, just trying to get through Paul Frey onto the back straight, and Demori's setup was pretty balanced anyway, so he had good pace throughout the track. So as he came around, I thought, yeah, it's best if I just lift and allow him through and see if I can force him into a mistake at the end. But yeah, he was very consistent, very fast. And yeah, I was just a bit disappointed after the pits. I was in P1, done the undercut, the overcut. But obviously Pisano is just crazy fast, and it wasn't worth fighting him too long on fresh tyres. So
yeah, I mean he had that overspeed on the Camel Straight anyways. You were still getting up to speed after exiting the pit, so it was quite close.
It was really, really tricky to like take the next half a lap after the pits with him there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to kill the tires, but I also didn't want to let him past. But then, I think the next lap on the straight, he had the overspeed. I thought, yeah, it's best if I just follow. Because in the first stint, the Ferrari's tires seemed to die. Sidor's, for example, he was in P1 by 3 or 4 seconds and then dropped back. Before the pits, I was right behind him. So I was kind of hoping that would happen again. It did, but I was kind of stuck. So
yeah, it seems like it's much more difficult to manage the tires in 1.9. I mean, even from 1.7 to 1.8, it was, tires are more difficult to manage. You have to look after them more. Now, same thing again. You have to look after them quite a bit. But
yeah,
in terms of, I know you said Sidor was quite quick on the straights in that Ferrari, but in terms of the other Ferraris like Demori, how is that on the straights compared to the Merc?
I think the thing is we opted for a high downforce setup, so we knew we were going to be fast in the middle sector. We were kind of just hoping at the race start to have some good slipstream and hold positions and see what happens. And Demori had, along with Pisano, quite a balanced setup, not super fast on the straight. It was still very fast. It was faster than the Mercedes, but it was very balanced in the middle. So even if I was behind Pisano, I don't think I could have had any opportunity. The same with Demori. As soon as he got past, if he had done that earlier, even when I didn't have damage, I think he would have stayed ahead. But it was just about trying to stay in Sidor's slipstream and then try to overtake him at the right opportunity, which didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah, no, but P3 still a good result, still good points. It's a long championship here, and we have a drop round as well. So if somehow P3 is your worst score, then yeah, we'll see. But next round, Zolder. Now, Merc, quite good over those curbs, but pretty much all cars are now that they've pretty much solved that issue. Yeah, how do you think you'll do next round?
Should be okay. I took it there just quickly with the aggressive setup a few days ago, just to see how the curbs reacted. It's so much better. However, it still can spin you out. So it's not, there's no setup that's going to save you, but it is a lot easier to carry speed through. But from what I've seen, I think a lot of cars are quite quick there now as well, quite balanced. Just from what I've seen on LFM. So hopefully it is like that for the comms as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I know the Porsche is quite quick around there as well, but yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, you can't take liberties with those curbs anyways. But,
for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, congrats on P3 once again, and we look forward to seeing you next round.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, there we have it, ladies and gents. That's pretty much it for today's race. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we will be back tomorrow actually for the IMB Raceway Championship, where we are at Circuit of the Americas. Which I know a lot of you don't like that track, but yeah, we will call it there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.